Tannishtha, your name means dedicated, and I hear this story about how you were cast and you was passed over and you kept coming back. And can you tell us a little bit how you heard about the role and your whole casting process?
Well, I was actually in Paris, and the casting director, Uma Dakuna, she mailed me saying, there's a film. She didn't tell me it's Brick Lane, there's a British film, and the director and the producer, they're coming down to Mumbai and they would like to meet you. And I was like, yeah, but I'm in Paris. And it happened so that the day that they wanted to meet me, that was the night that I came back from. So I came at 2 a.m. and at 8 a.m. that morning I met Sarah and our producer Chris Collins. I had no clue I was reading for Brick Lane at that time. So I just went to meet them like a student, jeans and t-shirt. And I read the lines, and Sarah really liked what I did. So the next day she called me and she said that, Tanishta, we really liked you, but you're much too young for the role. And I was like, no, let me come back. So I dressed differently. I tied my hair and I wore a sari. And I had read the novel by then. And so I came back better prepared for Nazneen. And so I was the first person that Sarah met for the part. And then later, when, of course, she decided to cast me, she said to me that it was too good to believe that, the first person you met is the right person for the part.
Right.
So
No, ba. I'm Yaimune. Aicha. Assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Your husband in? It's okay. I visit a lot of the women. If it's okay with him. This is the test batch. Jeans, 42 pairs. So funny selection. abar dekho, acha. Ya, ba, ami tumar lage anmune. हमारे यार फोन खड़ी है ना अच्छा Yeah, ba. See you later. My dad always calling me when I'm at work.
Parents are always worrying.
I'll pay you Thursday, okay?
Thank you.
Don't thank me, it's a chore, man.
Assalamu alaikum.
My mama does sorry like that. Walaikum assalam.
Okay. So how was it adapting to the role of Nazneen?
Well, I had to do a lot of research. So I had 1.5 months in England where I met a lot of women who had similar stories in Brick Lane. I spent time with them, talking to them and hearing their stories. And a lot of women had similar stories where they came to England at the age of 16, 17, married to a man whom they never met and much older to them. And then finding their voice, over a period of 20, 25 years in an alien land where they didn't speak the language, they were trapped in the flat. Like there was one woman who told me that she was so scared in the beginning for a couple of years that she never went out. And she was scared of anyone else who was not South Asian. She thought they'll kill her or what they'll do to her, so she would never go out. And the local vegetable seller would drop the vegetable outside her doorstep, and much after he's left, she would pick up the vegetable after looking that, oh, no one's there now, I can pick it up. And that very man became a friend of hers after 20 years, and now he comes into her flat, has a cup of tea with her, and talks to her. And so I was like, oh, that's the journey that I have to actually portray. And
Talk to me.
They so and so itself. You talk, I will listen.
So many kids, man, smoking shit, doing nothing. Do you only go out with your husband?
I go out when I need to shop.
How long have you been living here?
16 years.
My mum came over when she was 17.
Me too.
For real? You look younger. You know, when I was young, if you wanted to be cool, you had to be something else. A bit white, a bit black, a bit something. Anything but Bangladeshi. এখন আমরা সব ভাই. What?
You always stammer when you talk Bengali.
Only when I'm nervous.
Now, being now becoming an international star and doing films in different cultures and stuff, how is making films in Delhi compared to doing films in Western, in England or whatever? And how is it doing films? 'Cause you shot in Paris also.
Yes.
How is traveling around and capturing films in different cultures? Like, how is that challenge as an actress?
I enjoy this process immensely because, I mean, it challenges me as an actor all the time to do something which I am not. Like, Brick Lane was such a part that Tannishtha Chatterjee is a very extrovert, exuberant person. And then to play a part which is so internalized and shy and so far removed from my experience was a challenge to do. And see, I think in films in India, a lot of times I'm more comfortable because I know those characters. I've lived with them, I've grown up with them. But many times, even there, I am given characters where it's like, oh, I have to do a research. And most of the films that I do, even in India, are the parts given to me are strong female parts. And so I do have to work on it. I have to go out there and break myself in different ways. I mean, the film that I just finished doing before coming to the US was a film with an elephant. And it was shot in a remote village in India, and the character there was very loud, and she's fighting and screaming all the time, so different from what Nazneen is. And in that particular village, the way they do it is different from my experience in cities. So I had to research out that as well. So I think it's very interesting to live an actor's life.
Now, I also hear that you were part of India's first all-girl band, Tear.
Yes.
And I want to know two things. I want to know, first, what is your strongest passion? Is it singing or acting? And second, I wanted to know if you could just share a little vocal with us, with my audience, just sing just a little.
Okay. Singing for me is, I don't know what is my greater passion. I mean, I'm a performer and I just love to perform. And in many of my films, I have sung. I've sung that little poetry also in Brick Lane. And I did a German film called Shadows of Time, where in the first half of the film I was playing a courtesan, and I did my own singing there and the dance sequence. So I don't know, I just enjoy both as a performer. While singing, I'm going to sing something which is Indian.
Okay.
Right. राम करे कहीं नैना न उलझे, राम करे कहीं नैना न उलझे, इन नैनन की रीत बुरी है, बिन नैना उलझाए न सुलझे, राम करे कहीं.
Wow, Wow, that was beautiful. I don't know
Thank
what you
you.
said, but it was very beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome.